Right, anyway, let's go on to our review.
Absolutely.
So our review this week is on the very, very anticipated Mad Max Fury Road.
Haven't seen this myself. Can't wait to see it. So Fury Road is the fourth instalment to the...
I thought you said fourth last week.
No, because I was a bit confused, right? There's a short film, I think it's called Juggernaut or something, that came out in 2011.
Yeah.
I was wrong, okay? But
yes!
It's the fourth instalment from a very classic 70s, 80s sort of series, Mad Max, made by George Miller, starring the before-mentioned Mel Gibson, who hates Jewish people. We actually went back and watched the first Mad Max as a throwback theatre.
We did last week, and we were also told to watch the second one. I was told to watch the second one, and I haven't done so since, but I think I might have to now. So it's directed by George Miller. George Miller, the director of the following three Mad Max films from 1979 up until now, starring Tom Hardy in the place of Mel Gibson.
Yes.
Tom Hardy playing the pivotal character of Mad Max, and Charlize Theron also playing a very, very large role. We'll get into that later on. The budget of 100 million, that's an estimate. That's apparently the most expensive R-rated film to date.
And think about this, right? When we reviewed
we watched 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah. When we reviewed the first Mad Max last week, this had the budget of a ham sandwich. It was like, what was it about?
It was 650,000.
And look at it now, 100 million pounds. It's
and
dollars.
it really shows. So to go through the plot, Mad Max. For people who didn't know, Mad Max is the world. I'll explain firstly. The world of Mad Max is this post-apocalyptic wasteland in very desert, sand everywhere.
Australia,
in which...
Can you do an Australian accent?
No, I can't. That's one accent I can't do.
No, same.
In which glory hogs and bandits rule the world almost. You know, they go around pillaging, murdering, taking what they want, almost like in City of God.
Very similar films.
Except in this, and I wouldn't say as much in this, in the first couple, we get these police almost. They're almost glory hogs themselves. They're unpoliced police, if you know what I mean.
Well, we had police in the first one. I guess that's sort of... I mean, we haven't seen the second and third, but I guess order broke out.
I know about them. They're like Judge Dredd kind of guys. They dole out the justice. Yeah. So they're used to combat. So they do follow law. In this, not so much, you know. There's just Mad Max. There is no law in this. There's a... What's the word? There's a guy who rules everything, and he's not a good guy by any means.
Hitler.
Yeah, he's a Hitler-esque figure. So there is no law in this wasteland. So it seems that, because this film takes place years after the events of the original Mad Max, because George Miller didn't wish to remake the series.
No.
It seems like things have gotten actually worse. While before there was a little bit of law and order, now there is none whatsoever. The world has become even emptier and even more of a wasteland. First thing I want to talk about in this is that the use of colour and cinematography in this is absolutely amazing. By far, best I've ever seen. It's a very, very yellow, orangey hue. That's obviously, very indicative of the sun constantly hitting the back of every character. And then at night, everything is like a bright blue. And at no point do you get a slow, fade. It's just orange blue, and it works so well with the film. The film was awesome. One of my favorite, I'd probably say my favorite film of this year so far. It's one long action scene, which a lot of the times is a detriment. I mean, I watched Die Hard 4, and when I first watched it, I was like, well, I'm bored because all I see is shoot, gun shoot, and explosion. I'm getting bored.
Well, I could have done that. It sells.
I know, yeah, but I watched Die Hard 4 again, and I realised it's meant to be that. It's an action film, and I watched this film, and at no point is it a detriment. I'm interested from the end. It takes probably about an hour and a half for them to finally get a breather. It's like an hour-long action sequence. Even when they finally do stop, it's only 15, for about 5-10 minutes, and you can see the guys approaching. It's one long car chase, but it's not a detriment in any way. It's not bad in any way. It's amazing, the cinematography, and it's so inventive the way, because they had to build these cars, not from scratch, but they had to modify these cars. And the very inventive ways they got for people to, attack them. So they've got this big rig that they're, rolling away with fuel.
Yeah, you can see that in the trailer. Yeah.
And there's people in these cars. So some of the cars, there's pikemen, or lancers as they're called. They throw this, I don't know what they had, gunpowder explosion stuff, whatever, it makes an explosion at the end of, a lance. And they will jump and throw them into the cars, and it explodes. Then these people on these really, really long, elastic bendy sticks that will like, you know, metronome left and right, so they can like, you know, go to the car, grab a person, pull them off. At one point, Mad Max is ripped from the car, and his face almost hits the end of the concrete. And he goes to the other side.
That's specific, is it?
Yeah, and at one point, you know, they got these ones Gatling guns at the end of the car. So I was talking about Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy, great physical actor. His voice is...
Sexy.
Obviously, everyone had to be redubbed in this, a lot for the Australian accents, the same as the old one. Charlize Theron sounds normal. Tom Hardy's voice was completely redone. And
I can't imagine him putting on an Australian accent in all honesty.
He doesn't. I don't think he's meant to. And no one talks an Australian accent.
Okay.
But Tom Hardy's voice is a little bit... And not many people notice this. I asked afterwards. But Tom Hardy's voice is a little bit weird because it clearly sounds... It doesn't sound like it's coming from his voice. He sounds a little bit Bane-esque, a little bit deeper, a little bit more croakier.
Okay.
But also, at times, it sounds very echoey, like they try to match the sound to the environment, and it doesn't fit at one or two times. So it really threw me off. I was like, wait, what are they, in a big, huge room? They're not. They're in a car.
Right, okay.
Except for that, it's not very well noticed, but... as I read a couple of reviews, a lot of people are moaning about the frenetic editing style. A lot of the time, George Miller speeds up artificially the shots. And normally you'd be like, oh, well, why are you doing this? You can tell. But it's not. It works really well. It makes the bandits look almost spider-like, almost crazy. You know, you ever seen those like horror films in which someone is on the stairs, a creature, and all of a sudden they just speed up and walk towards you?
Yeah.
That's what it kind of looks like, and it really fits it. The 3D was something I wasn't excited about. I had something to do, so I had to watch the film at a later showing, which there was only the option of 3D.
Okay.
I previously read that 3D actually makes things look really fake on this film because all the visual effects, as we read for the trivia, are actually 80% of it are naturalistic and not done by CGI.
It's amazing.
And then, so I watched it, and no, the CGI is by far the best CGI. You have to watch this film in CGI. When things pop
in
at
CGI?
you... Sorry,
I don't think I got a choice.
In 3D, when you watch this film,
It'd be pretty boring if I watched it without the CG.
They don't play on it too much. You know, like, oh, my hand's in your face. They don't do it like that.
No.
But when things flop out at you, it scares the shit out of you.
Okay.
I found me and my girlfriend just going left, right, dodging out of the way. At the end, it's like this crash, and then a steering wheel flies towards you. You just like dodging. You're like, why did I just dodge? But I imagine everyone in the cinema just dodge to the left or dodge to the right. But really, it actually, you know, helps out a lot. So I've rated it. I mean, I actually rated it 8.0 out of 10. But after going through it in my mind and sleeping on it, I've upped that to a 9.
Yeah.
It'd be probably maybe slightly higher. I agree with a 9.2, you know, but we don't do points, so it'd be a 9 out of 10.
Hey, what's your name?